everybody. Today I'm talking about Saturn in Aquarius. Just the short, mini trip of Saturn in Aquarius from 28th of April to 12th of July. Saturn is going to retrograde in Aquarius. And although it is a very short transit, just about 2 months, its significance is great. So let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Saturn in Aquarius. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. These days, there is a lot of planetary news, so you don't want to miss it out at all. So Saturn in Aquarius, it is from 28th of April to 12th of July. Saturn in Aquarius is in full dignity. Now, however, it doesn't stay here long enough to give its full impact. But this is a most significant transit for Saturn, and its impact will be quite far-reaching. So Saturn goes into Aquarius on 28th of April. It is very slow-moving because it is going to retrograde back on 4th of June. And it will station at 1 degrees, 4 minutes of Aquarius. And then slow, it will retrograde back on 12th of July and go into Capricorn. So this is the significance of this transit is, look back in history, Saturn did the same thing in Leo. And in November 1st, 2006, Saturn went into Leo, and it retrograded back in December 2006. And I think it was around 4th of December 2006. And, you know, if you have gray hair like mine, I've lived through that, and I lived through the transit as an astrologer as well. So, and then it retrograded back in 2006. And the significance of that transit was that, especially if you look at some of the events happening just now, and also the property prices were crazy. Inflation on that was crazy at that time. It retrograded back, and then it went back onto the same degrees in July 2007. And this is the time the subprime mortgage situation was starting to be revealed. And then by 2008, when things went quite crazy, and there was a stock market crash and financial markets and everything. So when you see that, not just the retrograde, but the almost exact degrees being replicated just now, and some events totally out of control, blowing up, and especially we have to be careful. Just overall, everybody has to be careful about not overreacting and not overdoing things. And because the Saturn is Vayu Saturn, so Vayu means air. And as with air, what happens is, if the winds come, everything blows up and it becomes bigger and bigger. And then when it can also take everything away as well. So we have to be very concerned and cautious about these things. And Aquarius is an air sign, Saturn is a air sign, so they're both Vayu. So this very short transit is extremely significant from, I would say, political, weather patterns, financial, all aspects to watch out for. So Saturn is going to go up to 1 degree, 4 minutes on to 4th of June. It's going to station there and then retrograde back to 0 degrees, obviously, in July. Now, as far as you are concerned, You see, it is significant if you have planets in early degrees of Aquarius. So early meaning up to 2 degrees, maybe 3 degrees 20 if we take one Navamsha. But if you have planets in early degrees of Aquarius, then this is going to be very much Saturn going up and down. So on your chart, and especially if it is up to 1 degree of Aquarius, you have planets, ascendant, moon, sun. These are all significant planets, but other planets also, according to their signification and house rulership, it can affect. And you have almost like a 3-month Saturn being at 1 degree. So it is quite intense aspect that is there. Secondly, for Cancer ascendants, Saturn is in Ashtama Shani, only for 2 months, but it is significant because 8th house transit for Cancer ascendant, Cancer moon as well. And especially if your ascendant or moon is in early degrees of Cancer, then this transit is very intense for you. Although in Ashtama Shani, you don't necessarily feel so much mental stress because it's hidden away, and suddenly Saturn can create some unexpected aspect. And Cancer's moon, Lagna need to watch their health also and be careful not overdoing anything. And then Sade Sati, Aquarius, suddenly Sade Sati for the moons in Pisces. It's a short trip there, and just giving Pisces moons a little warning that Sade Sati is about to come full-fledged from 17th of January 2023. So they should not do things that are unnecessarily creating issues for themselves. So stay calm, careful, and that is important for the Sade Sati. It's just a short aspect. So, sometimes we can say, oh, why bother, this only 2 months? But, with Saturn, one is always dealing with restraint and caution. And finally, of course, if you have moon at that early degrees of Aquarius, that means that Saturn is going to go over your moon, and therefore this is a difficult energy. If you have later degrees of Aquarius, that means the intense part of Sade Sati is more in 2023, but the main part of Sade Sati is only for the ones who have moon up to 1-2 degrees of Aquarius. So this is a significant transit, and I think that it's not necessarily affecting each house, but it is, if things are there in Aquarius, then that is what is happening. Saturn does is, when he changes signs, is that he releases some karma for all of us. And so there are suddenly some issues that become more prominent for us. And therefore, what we have to understand is to react to the situation. If nothing is happening, we are doing our usual, honoring Lord Saturn's transit, being restrained, being careful about our choices. Then, when he comes later, he's not going to bother you so much if you are taking care about it. And I think that what is important is that I end this talk with the chanting for Lord Saturn and for Lord Shiva as well. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Neelanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanishcharam. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Jai Shani, and take care. All the best.